Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Manny be investing. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitter. It's where I tweet a lot of stuff. I tweet links to the videos. Just have some good conversations, some commentary on, just the market, Cardano, different projects. You can see me interacting. You can interact with me, ask me questions. Make sure you follow on Twitter. But what we're going to do in this video, we're going to take a look at Paribus in their latest blog posting here. Also, make sure you hit the like on the way in. That helps the algorithm push the videos out so we can get bigger and bring you better content. So, turbulent markets make challenging times for crypto holders, but those who zoom out will keep the course. In this article, we discuss current events such as UST, the overall markets, and why HODLing works long term. Let's check it out. I like they have they're kind of working in some new graphics, little different colors, a little bolder, a little more vivid. I like that. It's good to see the brand evolve in the marketing department. After the past few weeks in crypto, you'd be forgiven for thinking that no one has any real idea of what's going on. The endless calls of capitalization, bear markets, bull markets, buy the dip, and every adage under the sun can leave newcomers feeling exhausted and confused. It's more important than ever to consume only trusted and knowledgeable sources of information. This week, we've seen the collapse of Luna's UST, stablecoin peg, and this decoupling to the US dollar triggered a sell-off event of their Bitcoin reserves to try and save the peg. This resulted in widespread liquidations and a significant drop in an already weakened Bitcoin, which then led to further drops in value of almost every altcoin. And this again is why I know it's real. I know, the Bitcoin dominance is real, but I hate the fact that you have all of these projects, these VC projects are announcing that they're buying Bitcoin and doing other stuff like that. And I noticed that before this UST decoupling, I noticed that they had announced that they were buying a bunch of Bitcoin. Same thing with Solana. They were buying Bitcoin. Why are you buying Bitcoin? It's almost like it was a pre-setup kind of maneuver. And I know, I even got on a guy in the Telegram group for talking about conspiracies. I'm not going to dive down that rabbit hole in this video, but what they're talking about is the fact that they had to keep buying Bitcoin. They had to save their stable coin. I think some large institutions may have taken advantage of those signals. No conspiracy. I just believe that that's probably what happened, like they're talking about here in this article. This isn't the first time UST lost its peg, and goes to show we're still working with emerging technologies. In such a climate, the only reasonable path to take is one that protects everyone's resources, not just whales. The only way to accomplish that is to follow a steady process of research-based strategic planning rather than trying to rush to market. And that goes for both projects and you and I. I've made that mistake of going, oh, this seems like a great price. I'm going to throw all my money in at it and buy a bag. And then as you learn and you grow and time moves on, you start to understand that that's not the way to go. Being patient, buying slowly, buying your averages down, that's the way to go. While volatility is part and parcel of the crypto market, recent events can leave many feeling a little shell-shocked. But we're here to remind our community that this only affects traders. For investors, volatility is irrelevant in the long term. I'd like to say that volatility is good, but again, mostly for traders, like trading bots and stuff like that. But I like to be able to buy things that I believe in and are building for as cheap as possible. Markets being pumped, people think that they're gonna miss the boat, so they FOMO in. I like these markets. I'm starting to learn that I like these down markets because it's like everything's on sale. It's worthwhile to recall Dennis' words from our last article about financial underpinnings of Paribus. In terms of the reserve liquidity, we don't have a particular set liquidity. We take fees from every loan we generate, and those fees go back into the Treasury Vault. That Treasury Vault can be used as a backup to make sure the system is always cash flow positive. We've been trading live since September 2021, and we've raised roughly $2 million. With that, we have about a 2-year runway at our current burn rate. So at the moment, we're good. We don't need any financial support at the moment anymore. So we're on track, obviously, on that end. In general, both crypto and stock portfolios are down due to the global financial landscape, as countries throughout the world struggle to tackle rising inflation. They're tightening monetary policy, which decreases the value of assets such as stocks and shares. Over the past month, Tesla shares have dropped 20% in value. Microsoft and Apple are both down 8%. Amazon is down 28%, and Netflix is down 50%. Meanwhile, the US dollar has strengthened as money moves out of the markets and into government bonds. This is known as a risk-off strategy. During such times, money moves out of assets considered to be volatile or risky, and consequently, we see money flowing out of crypto markets too. This is the bigger picture, often referred to as macroeconomics, which overshadows whether we're in a bear market or mid-cycle of a bull market. At such times, you can draw as many lines and patterns on a chart as you like, but ultimately, it makes no difference as to what will happen. The next move in the market will depend entirely upon what governments do about inflation. I've been pounding and saying that for so long. It says you can draw all the squiggly lines, you can make all the videos you want, you can talk about all of the different signals, the trading patterns you want. If the government is choking the economy, if the government is inflating the economy by making really bad decisions with the money that they do have, it doesn't matter what the lines say. Once inflation shows signs of settling down, money will begin to flow back into stocks, shares, and crypto. Until then, what can you do with your portfolio? Should you buy the dip, leverage your holdings, or sell everything and leave? I would say definitely don't do that. At Paribus, we never give financial advice, but always try to explain the overall picture of how financial markets work while trying to find ways to help our community. I like that. That's why we instigated our native staking program. It offers a way for holders to lock their tokens securely and earn a yield on them without any risk of impermanent loss. Single-sided staking. There are still 2 of the staking pools open, which offer dynamic APRs of between 20 and 70%. If you join them now, the lockup period extends beyond the reward period, but you can still benefit from the yield you earn. You can either keep your tokens in a pool for the full lockup period and accept that after the rewards stop, you won't receive any additional tokens, or you can choose to remove them at any point and incur a 30% slash rate from the total reward you've accrued. While it's better to have joined the staking programs at the start, that's no longer possible, and the future staking aspects of the MVP is still a little while off. Joining our existing programs now will at least give you somewhere to store your PBX tokens while waiting for the market to recover and still grow your holdings. Whatever you do, we want to remind everyone that the current volatility is something that is affecting every market worldwide, not just crypto, and I'd like to add, not just Paribus. We at Paribus plan for events like this, which is why we secured funding early on to guarantee our continued development throughout turbulent conditions. Uncertainty in the short term has no effect on long-term development, and while we're not expecting to moon in the near future, we are confident that we'll be delivering strong, continued growth over the coming months and years. For more details on the staking program, you can check out the article here in the section here and join the staking program. It's at stake.paribus.io if you want to check that out and stake your tokens. Something that I can add, if anybody from Paribus is listening to this, probably market more, the the minimums for the pools, the length of the pools, et cetera, because it's not clear cut on those. That information is not very clear cut, not very available unless you really go looking for it. So I think that would probably help the newer people in the community out if you kind of give that those details to make it, just to put it out there and see, hey, is this something that you will want to pursue or not? Yeah. But I do like the fact that they've made these videos that talks about not just the project, but just the markets in general, and kind of give a, an education on why things are the way they are, what's affected, how these things happen, and historically what happens, or what needs to happen for us to get out of those situations. So very good blog post, like the last, handful that we've read. Really enjoyed reading them. Really good information for new people in crypto or just in finance in general. Very great content here. But like I said, hit that like, hit that share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.